Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I'm just going to talk to you guys while I'm getting ready for church and just talk about how just good God is and just how he just continues to amaze me day by day. Right now what I'm using is the Ordinary's multi-active delivery essence. Now this thing is literally gold. It has a perfect prep for makeup and just making sure that your skin is nice and smooth for makeup application. I'm going to try to make this video not super long because, like I said, I gotta get ready for church. And y'all, I'm gonna start off by saying maybe like a week or two ago, I had an interview, and this is just for context. I had this interview a couple of weeks ago, and y'all, this interview was literally the best thing ever. Honestly, it was in my field. It was something that I wanted to do, and pay it was real nice. And you know, kind of like a backstory. So I have been a stay-at-home mom. You guys know this, right? And I've been a stay-at-home mom for quite some time now. And I'm just like, Lord, like, you know, it's been a while. I'm using the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. My Lord, it's been a while, but I am ready to get back into the field, you know? And God's like, that's just not where I want you right now. And he said this to me before, but of course, as God's children, we're hard of hearing, you know what I mean? When he said what he said, that was just very, very hard for me because I'm just like, Lord, like, I hear you, but I don't hear you. And because of that, I was like, all right, you hear me, but you're not listening. That's fine. When you come back crawling, crying, I'll be right here. And literally, that's exactly what happened. So I go through the interview. You know, the entire process was great, and I essentially interviewed for 2 positions. This is the Urban Decay Face Bond in Deep Warm and Neutral. I was like, thank you, Lord. I was really not expecting this. Just interviewing for 2 positions, and God's like, just wait, okay? Now the place was 30 minutes, okay, away from where I live. I'm closer to Canada than I am to our house. Like, that's crazy. But I'm thinking to myself, you know what, Lord, the drive is not that bad. Okay, again, just making excuses, just like making something fit that honestly is not fitting whatsoever. And God's just like, girl, you really are not listening at all. And I'm just like, no, I'm not. Even with like all of that, like, God was just still patient with me because he sees that this is something that I want to do, and he's just gonna see how far I'm gonna take it, pretty much. And I'm just like, okay, Lord, like, you see me. Help me, please. I just want to use a little bit of extra highlight. This is Rare Beauty's Transcend, her liquid illuminizer. Y'all, this thing is so pretty. Am I doing too much? Probably, but it's for the Lord, so not really. It is Tranquil, her liquid contour. And honestly, I probably use a little bit too much because this thing is pigmented. Time to blend this all out. But yeah. So I do the interview, you know, I wait. Y'all, it's low-key in the ghetto. Though it's like in a medical corridor, it's quite ghetto. But that's okay. I'm thinking to myself, you know, it's fine. It's okay. You know, I got street cred. I'll be fine. The lady, she was so nice. Really, really, really nice. And you know, another thing that I look for when I'm doing interviews is like seeing how many people look like me. And there was a lot of us, you know what I mean? So I was like, okay, period, Lord, like, because I was like making deals with God, like, If there's not a whole lot of people who look like me, I'm just not gonna take it at all. I don't want to work in a place where there's nobody that looks like me. Like, that's just not what's gonna happen. So again, God is like, okay, I see you, just giving me the desires of my heart in that situation, right? And we go through the interview, and she's just like, yeah, you know, this is the position, this is just what is required of you, yada yada yada, you know, the whole line. And I had asked her, I'm like, so what are the hours looking like? And she's like, okay, it's 8 to 4. I'm just like, dang, emotional damage, because this is just what God was trying to show me the entire time. Like, hey, this ain't for you, boo-boo. Yes, it's everything that you think that you could imagine. It's not what I've called you to. And when I tell y'all, I was in shambles. Because I'm just like, Lord, like, you have me in this, you know, doing the psychology degree. You know that I want to be a licensed therapist. Like, this is literally perfect. Both positions, honestly, is a great segue into what it is that I want to do before I even do my master's degree. And God's just like, I said what I said. You got it. I'm not gonna keep going back and forth with you. And I was bitter, y'all. And I was mad at God, because I'm just like, Lord, like, why are you showing me this? Like, what was the reason? I was bitter literally for a long time. Like, even when I prayed, like, my prayer wasn't the same. And you know, as much of a gentleman God is, he was just waiting patiently for when I wanted to talk to him. And y'all, I really didn't want to. But even with that, you know, God was still good. And honestly, I think what God was showing me in this process is to trust in him, because he told me what it is that I needed to do ages ago, and I'm sitting here just ignoring it, just not wanting to do what he asked. Because he literally told me, he's just like, you know, you're avoiding what it is that I told you to do, right? I'm just like, clocked. But you're right. And what it is that he told me to do was this, talking to y'all, focusing on content and doing a lot of things, you know, specifically, you know, bringing back my podcast, hint, hint. And I didn't want to listen. I'm like, Lord, no, like, this ain't it. This ain't that. So pretty much, like, this whole entire experience was just showing me that I just needed to trust God and listen to him, because he knows what's best. Though the process really hurt, I know that it's not the end all be all. And truth be told, it's still a process, but I know that, like I said, God knows all. He knows the plans that he has for me, and I need to trust in that. And that's just my encouragement to y'all, is that whatever it is that you are going through, just know that God hears you. God hears your prayers, that he will never leave you nor forsake you, and that he knows best. And who knows, you know, what could come of this process of content creation and all this stuff, because I just need to trust in God and to lean on him and just follow what it is that he told me to do, because there's no harm in that. Actually, that's the best thing to do. Take this as your reminder to trust in God, and that everything that seems like is good for you might not be good for you, because who knows? Taking this job probably could have been the worst thing for me, and God's just protecting me for something that I couldn't see in the future. Ooh. So I hope this video encourages y'all. Okay, love y'all. Bye.